Soumyank, you can join in. So, good afternoon, Mayank. Soumyank, you can join in. Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. You have two audios, I think. Audio is fine?
I think it should be fine now.
Achha, okay. So, Mayank, good afternoon. And actually, we have a long discussion with Mayank. Already, we had a talk earlier even. So, at that time, I think he was talking about CAT 2024 preparation. So right now, Mayank, is the session is when there are two kind of an audience we have. Okay, the people who would be moving for CAT 2025, वो around 60-70% people वो होंगे. तो अभी 1.1 के तो हो गए हैं, तो I think ये ऐसे बढ़ता जाएगा. So the second, even there is one set of people जो अभी right now they are giving the PDP, GD and all, तो उनका GDPI round चल रहे हैं, तो that even वो audience काफी होता है. So why MBA? ये kind of a question people will keep on asking in the chat, and even in the app people would ask. So everyone would like to have your words of guidance for both sets of people, because you have raised even CAT and even the GDPI things. So you can structure your talk in whatever way you want. आप जैसे भी उसे structure करना चाहते हैं, and बस ये basically ये दो kind of an audience you have in front of you. I'm a teacher, so there is one more kind of an audience. Even 2-3 teachers are looking at each and every technicalities. So even teachers would be asking, I would be asking questions too. So अभी क्या होगा कि I will switch off my video and the audio, so the stage would be yours, and you can take it from there. Okay? So I'm still there. तो कोई भी issue होता है, just give a call. मैं एकदम join कर लूँगा. Fine?
Absolutely.
You can start.
Yeah, so the way that we'll structure this talk is, first of all, I'll give a brief introduction about myself so that you know where I'm coming from. And then we'll first target the audience who is targeting CAT 2025. And then we'll take up, I guess we'll talk about some 5 or 6 minutes about it. And then for about 10 minutes or so, we'll talk about the GDPI process. I mean, I'm sure you know about the simpler aspects of it. Maybe we'll talk about some tricks or something which goes missing by most aspirants. So like my name is Mayank and I am a first year student at IIM Ahmedabad right now. So I gave CAT in 2023 and had a 99.99 percentile, and I had calls from from ABC and LKI, and I converted all of them. So I have some experience about the different kind of interviews that uh, the different professors and different panels take. So I can take up questions about specifics about institutes later on. But first of all, we'll start with the basics of CAT and GDPI. So I mean, first of all, I'd like you to visit my previous talk where I talked in detail about CAT, about how I strategized um, the whole process from VARC to LRDR to QA. In this particular talk, I'll just give the winning points. Like in strategy, we call it what is your differentiator, what is your winner. So I'll just give my winners. So I'll get right into it. First of all, VARC. So I think people confuse VARC with English and think that we are not good at it. Let me tell you, VARC is the most utilized thing in MBA. So what happens in IMA is we get around 3 cases every day, and each case is around 10 to 15 pages long, and we have to read it in say 3 or 4 hours. इतना ही time मिलता है. So you have to develop a knack of going through long pages and finding, and you have to build that ability to extract the gist out of it. So think of it as logical reasoning comprehension more than English. So एक तो उसको नीचा दर्जा दिखाना छोड़ो, and this is the hero topic and the first section and the one that is going to get you through. So अब उसमें क्या करना है? I think VRC का structure is like 4 or 5 passages रहेंगे, and each passage will have a hero point. So there will be a hero point, and then 3 or 4 sentences will be going behind it to explain, to add substance to the argument or to refute the argument. तो argument पकड़नी है कि author, you have to keep asking कि author तुम कहना क्या चाहते हो, why are you taking my time. So once you get that habit, और हर passage के बाद you understand कि इस passage का main line ये है, use a highlighter, use whatever you want to build this habit. In the beginning, what I used to do was that after reading a single paragraph out of the whole passage, I would write a small summary, 2 3 word summary, कि क्या, one line summary कि क्या कहना चाहता है point. So I mean that will get you through the RCs. और VA, I think VA is practice के बाद para summary and all of those things. Same thing. Para summary में भी there is again that question of how to get the gist of it. Um, so another thing is that do not target accuracy. You cannot target accuracy. What I observed was that your first instinct is often right. If you go into overthinking and try to link 5 6 different parts, तो उसमें गड़बड़ हो जाएगी. So try to maximize the number of questions that you can attempt. मेरे लिए मतलब almost in every mock and the final exam also I attempted all the 24 questions. So what I believe is कि accuracy is out of your control. Go for numbers. I mean, and one thing they often say is quantity is also quality. So I think VRC mein that is the key. Now second thing, LRDI. I think LRDI is I used to be the most scared of LRDI क्योंकि 0 or 1 game लगती थी ये. There are 4 sets and if you get stuck in one set then you are done for the day. You are बाहर, you are not clearing the 80 percentile and मतलब pack your bag and go home. वो वाली बात हो जाती थी. So the first step here is, I mean, getting that first set right. Or first set right is easier said than done. You have to build that confidence that if I give 20 30 minutes to a particular question, I'll be able to do it. You have to back yourself. अब वो कैसे आता है कि you have to spend hours or maybe days solving a particular question. कि ये question मिला और if you get stuck in it, don't go to the solution. Spend a lot of time, ask your professors for hints और अपने दोस्तों के साथ collaboratively solve करो, but do not go to the solution. In this way you will get that habit and get that confidence कि if I give x amount of time to a question I will be able to solve it. Absolutely, ये वाली जो एक muscle memory होती है, this does not get built by looking at solutions, whether video or anything. तो once you have that L1 level of confidence कि मेरे को पास क्वेश्चन आया तो given due time I'll be able to solve it. Then next level is optimizing it. Then you go to videos and see if there is a better solution to do it. तो उसके लिए you'll get so many solutions on Edishastra or any other platform. So um, then you keep refining it. Then you work on speed. Then you work on set selection and all of those things. Then those things, and I'm sure you know about all of it. Ki, often the thing where I was stuck was that. मेरे को ऐसा लगता था कि इफ देयर इज अ स्मॉल सेट जिसमें कंटेंट स्मॉल है तो इजी होगा, तो आई हैड दैट, आई मीन नैक ऑफ गोइंग टुवर्ड्स दैट सेट. तो और ऑफन दे ट्राई टू कंफ्यूज यू एंड वो सेट ऑफन डिफिकल्ट लगता है सबसे, बहुत सारे केसेस निकल के आ जाएंगे उससे. सो डोंट जज अ सेट बाय द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी, बाय द लेंथ ऑफ इट. आई थिंक 2 good पैरामीटर्स आर, वन इज फेमिलियरिटी एंड अदर इज द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी. कुछ फेमिलियरिटी मतलब अगर कॉम्प्लेक्स सेट है जैसे कि सेट थ्योरी आ गई जिसमें वेरिएबल 4 वेन डायग्राम्स बन रहे हैं एंड इफ यू आर फेमिलियर विद इट देन गो फॉर इट. अगर ऐसा सेट आ रहा है विच यू आर अनफेमिलियर एज वेल एज इट फील्स कॉम्प्लेक्स तो लीव इट. तो ये एक 2x2 मैट्रिक्स बन जाएगी विच यू कैन फिल टू पॉपुलेट योर सेट ऑर्डर. So that is LRDI. I mean, it takes a lot of practice. Even on the D day, I was worried whether I'll be able to solve a set or not. So that will not go. But I mean, what helped was that I had confidence कि if I give 40 minutes to a set, then I'll be able to get one. So LRD is not a scoring one. You have to cross that 85 80 percentile and get done with it. Score करना है बाकी दो में. QA max कर लो. QA जितने का भी होता है, 72 का है या 60 का है तो 60 on 60 लाओ, 72 on 70 लाओ. And same VRC. These are under your control. Now QM पे आते हैं. QM में QM, I think, like I'm an engineer, I have a computer science background from IIT Hyderabad. So QM was easy for me. So, I mean, it depends where you're coming from. Agar you're coming from a CA background, BCom, or sociology, or those things, then I think you need a lot of work on basics. क्योंकि 5 6 years का gap आ जाता है since the last time you touched these mathematical concepts. So give time to it. एंड एक बड़ी डिफरेंट स्ट्रेटेजी फॉलो होगी. एंड आई थिंक आई एम नॉट द बेस्ट जज टू और बेस्ट गाइड टू रिकमेंड यू ऑन हाउ टू गो अबाउट इट. पर इफ यू आर इंजीनियर देन आई थिंक ये तुम्हारा गेम है बॉस. यू हैव टू गेट ऑल ऑफ 20 क्वेश्चन है तो 20 यू हैव टू गेट इट होम. अगर तुम्हें सोचना भी है कुछ IIM ABC का, क्योंकि यू आई थिंक 99.9 99.8 के नीचे nobody is going to give you a call. So QM में you need that 99.99 100 percentile. If you, I mean, and the system is also rigged in your favor in terms of QM कि तुम 6 साल से ये चीज़ें कर रहे हो तो make sure that you nail it. So a good way to go about it is reverse engineer the PYQs. check what are the difficult questions that are asked कि अगर arithmetic में if you are feeling uncomfortable with relative velocity or time value or some time concepts, so make sure you work on it. Geometry में अगर comfort नहीं है तो go that extra step कि अगर कोई ऐसा क्वेश्चन आ जाए which people are not familiar with, you should know how to do it. वो तुम्हारा डेल्टा है. इसमें ऑफन वी सीख कि तुम्हारा कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज क्या है, तो क्यूएम इज योर कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज एंड यू हैव टू गो दैट एक्स्ट्रा माइल. ऐसा नहीं है कि तुमने छोड़ दिया उसको कि हाँ वी आर ऑल्सो कंफर्टेबल विद 40-45 मार्क्स वगैरह कुछ. तो दिस इज द ब्रॉड ओवरव्यू ऑफ कैट. Now I'll come quickly to GDPI process. I'm sure a lot of people are anxious and have calls from so many IIMs. So GDPI ka structure is, I mean, what the professors are trying to evaluate is that they're trying to identify where you're coming from, and they ask you where you want to go and how does MBA fit into that journey. So if you're able to construct that story, अगर you are able to convince them that this is why you are here, then your 50% of the job is done. उसके बाद sanity checks are left. Sanity checks में क्या होगा कि first thing is कि suppose UG में you are a mechanical engineer, so you need to get your fundamentals right about uh, the technicals of it. कि Navier-Stokes equation you should know. If you're a computer science engineer, then you should know ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम नेटवर्क्स क्या काम करते हैं, LLM यूनिवर्स में क्या हो रहा है, is voice a new thing. So you need to know, you need to be updated about those things, especially if you're a fresher. Because if you have work ex and it's unrelated to your UG specialization, then they can still give you a leeway. पर अगर fresher हो या फिर you are working in the same industry, then you are done. You have to know all about it. I think one thing that helped me a lot was the I am Bangalore wala SOP. So even if you don't have a Bangalore call, make sure you write that 600 word essay, because it will help you clear jargon and dump all the irrelevant things out. Because 600 words, you have to construct your story. You have to tell who you are, where you're going, and why you're the right fit for the college, and why the college is the right fit for you. If you create this thing for 4 or 5 colleges, then तुम्हारा HRQs वाला part is done. और so I'm Bangalore SOP लिखना, and also please get it vetted from your professors. That is absolutely essential. Chat पे तुम लोग अभी लिख रहे हो, so I'm not looking at it right now. I'll be looking at it in next 3-4 minutes. So please hold your horses, and then you can let me know later. Next thing is, now once your HRQs are ready, once your background is ready, next they need to evaluate whether you are updated about what's going on in the world or not. Now a budget आया. Now you should know some deeper aspects of budget. ऐसा नहीं है कि तुमने बोल दिया कि 12 लाख तक टैक्स नहीं है तो ये दिस इज व्हाट आई नो. यू हैव टू फिगर आउट कि इफ 12 लाख तक टैक्स कट है या टैक्स नहीं देना, तो हाउ डज इट इम्पैक्ट द एफएमसीजी इंडस्ट्री. ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है कि डीमार्ट का 10% इंक्रीज हुआ है और इट हैज हिट द रूफ, सर्किट हिट कर दिया उसने. सो यू नीड टू हैव दिस लिंकेजेस इन प्लेस कि व्हाई एन एक्शन इज टेकन बाय द गवर्नमेंट एंड हाउ डज इट इम्पैक्ट द एवरीडे मैन. So this is awareness about the world, and this is just the economic part of it. Now macroeconomics is one thing, second thing is geopolitics, third thing is knowing about say geographical understanding of yourself, कि which state you're coming from, the culture of that state. If you're from say पंजाब, तो तुम्हें पता होना चाहिए गिद्दा क्या है या फिर भंगड़ा क्या है, और द स्टोरी ऑफ द लैंग्वेजेस, और गोल्डन टेम्पल की सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है. और लुधियाना से हो तो यू शुड नो, आई मीन बठिंडा से हो तो बठिंडा आई थिंक हैज अ बिग रेलवे junction of it. So जो भी मतलब, you need to know the significance of the place that you're coming from. Once that is done, then you should know, they need to check if you're an interesting person or not. So what kind of hobbies you have, what kind of interests you have, if you are a good communicator or not, if you're able to convey, articulate your thoughts. तो ऐसी casual conversations भी रहती है. For example, I'm कोई code में I think they asked me to tell the weight of the internet. इतना abstract question. So it was more to I mean shake me and check if I can think on my feet or not. And most of the people do. Or when I tell you that you should be aware about where you're coming from, I'll give another example. I'm Ahmedabad mein. The first question that they asked me was that who is the chief designer, chief architect of your UG college? So I prepared a lot about Louis Khan, you know, the LKP Plaza of Ahmedabad. So that everybody does, but we had to go one extra step and figure out the architecture about my own UG. So you can expect these kind of questions. Now I'm Calcutta का ऐसा रहता है कि they ask a lot of GK and maths, क्योंकि I think first term में there is a big uh, I think big subject of statistics, calculus, and something like that, and probability. So they check if you have that basic understanding or not. So even if you are coming from a non-engineering background, I think for Calcutta, for IIM Calcutta, you need to get that mathematical basics right. Or GK में also, like they asked me कि why do we celebrate Constitution Day on sorry, Republic Day on 26th January. So I mean things like that you should know Calcutta को लेके. uh, बाकी yeah, I think मतलब these are the broad themes that I had in mind, and I'll open the floor to your questions uh, and see if there is something that needs to be addressed across a broader audience. So stage is yours.
Yes, the first question will come from me.
Sure.
You mentioned about the SOP. So there was a lot of question in the chat. What is
Hmm.
SOP and what exactly you're talking about? So
Hmm.
I know the people who are already going for the interviews, they know SOPs, but the people who are preparing, they might not be knowing the SOP. So just tell the whole structure of SOP, how to write, and the
Sure.
even the structure part, the introduction part, the
Hmm.
everything into it.
Sure. So I think, if I'm not wrong, it's the statement of purpose which IIM Bangalore gives. It's a mandatory part of their procedure. So you are sort of telling the panel that who you are as a person. It starts from that who you are. Once you have made that clear, then you need to tell why you are a fit for the institute. Why should they take you? And then the third part is why should you go to that institute? Why is, I
Why
mean,
you
the
add value?
fit is from two sides. Why the college should take you and why you should go to the college, and
Correct.
how you add value to them and how they add value to you. So in terms of them adding value to you, you have to explain how they fit in the broader journey of your life. जिसमें बोलते हैं ना कि what do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years. तो ये
Mm.
सब questions are created just to check that does IIM Bangalore or does any IIM fit into your journey. So
And
if your journey
how
is
do you
clear.
answer it?
So for me, I think I had a background in as a software engineer,
Mm.
so I knew pretty much. I had a very good understanding about the technical aspects of things, so I could control that. But there are for solving any business problem, you need something more than that. You need to
Mm.
understand the pricing part of it. You need to understand the uh, operations part of it. You need to see what sells. कि एक
Mm.
product हो गया, I can create the features for a product, but I don't know which product sells to what customers. So for understanding that holistic business sense, I think MBA was relevant for me. So right now, I'm going into consulting. So consulting is a way in which, I mean, you can't solve a problem of a business like Reliance by some technical feature. You need to understand the business as a whole and see how different subsystems operate with each other.
Mm.
Is their marketing mix a good indicator of their operational strength? Is their
Correct.
technological capabilities able to capture the kind of value that they are signaling to the customer? So
Mm.
all of these things need to be mixed with each other to arrive at a solution. So I think to that was my why I wanted to do MBA. So I wanted to expand my business sense. But when I joined the institute, then I was interested in finance. So my answers were created that way, that I want to switch from technical side to financial side. And I had done CFA also. So that helped me in the interview process as well. So, I mean, that's the thing that I missed. That if you say that you are doing MBA for a particular specialization, say you're saying कि मुझे IB guy, so investment banker बनना है, or something like that, then you need to show where, then you need to put your money where your mouth is. अगर वो तुमसे पूछे कि how to value a startup or what is an NPV, so you need to know those things. Otherwise, I mean, it shows lack of practice and lack of understanding of what you want to do. So, I mean, all of these things are ironed out while writing that SOP. Or IIM Bangalore gives specific instructions about what to include in that. So that's why I'm saying follow that and get it vetted by people who are already doing MBA or your professors or anyone. So that's a great help.
Okay. When you see look at CAT, in GMAT world, we usually see all that kind of people doing very well. But when you look at the CAT, what's your understanding that is it skewed or is it having some kind of a tilt towards the engineering student?
Definitely, I think GMAT, the QA and LRDI part of CAT is
Mm.
way difficult than GMAT, and you can't
Mm.
expect people who are 5 years, 6 years into the industry, even engineers who are into the industry who do not have that direct connect with
Mm.
mathematics to suddenly solve those big problems. So I think there is a skew in terms of the paper design, but then they make up for it during the GDPI process,
Hmm,
where there are specific sectional advantages given to non-engineers. For
hmm,
example, in
hmm,
IIM Ahmedabad, they have these AC1, AC2, AC3, five categories.
hmm.
And if you're a CA or if you're a doctor, you are straight up given some 10-15% points or something like that. So CAT is designed in favor of engineers, but the rest of the process is designed to compensate for that.
And let's say if I'm looking at the final result or the final product, if I look at your, let's say your class profile, so how many engineers and how many non-engineers? What is the ratio?
Sorry, I didn't. I mean, your
I
voice was
meant to say,
breaking.
I meant to say the question was that I understand that you are talking about that interview process actually helps the non-engineers to come to terms with the engineers. But the question what I'm asking is what is the final results of that? How does let's say I'm talking about the class profile of yours, what is the ratio of engineers and the
Okay.
non-engineers?
Okay. So I think IIM Ahmedabad is especially kinder with non-engineers. That's not the case with IIM Bangalore or Calcutta. So in our batch, I think 60% would be engineers, and rest 40% of the batch would be non-engineers.
Okay.
And we have these courses on operations management and quants, in
Mhm.
which there are non-engineers who perform much better than engineers. So that's not a disadvantage when it comes to creating a fair ground, and when everybody is given the chance of having that same exposure to the kind of professors that we have. So they don't get a very big disadvantage here.
No, the point what I was saying was in GMAT, the verbal weightage is very high. I understand the into part.
Hmm.
The first cutoff is obviously the CAT
Hmm.
numbers, the exam numbers, and then only the second process starts. So when you hum GMAT, में the VA
Hmm.
weightage is very high. But when you look at the weightage in the CAT,
Hmm.
the VA is not in any way more having more weightage than DALR or Quant. I meant to say the first
Hmm.
filter actually seems like thoda sa skewed towards the engineers. The first filter.
I agree. I agree with that. And like as I said, that the first cat is sort of skewed towards support for engineers, but the rest of the process
हाँ,
compensates for that.
उसके बाद तो obviously it's a management has nothing to do with engineers and even
Yeah.
numbers. Management is much more IQ level.
Yeah, I mean, if you go into the history, I think till 2010 or something, we had the entire batch had almost 90% engineers. So the kind of
हाँ, correct.
curriculum and professors all are used to teach in a way that is conducive to engineers. So I have a lot of non-engineer friends who complain about this, that
Hmm.
the courses are designed in a way which, like the way that is taught in engineering colleges. Because
Hmm.
I think MBA colleges, when they were created, almost the entire batch was coming from engineers. So I think that overhang
इवन
is there,
18
and that
18
is
18 तक जो बैचेस चले हैं
hmm,
उसमें बहुत हाई मतलब रेशियो रहा है
right,
18
right, right.
के बाद ही कुछ चेंज
Yeah.
we are seeing the even आप कैट में देखो ना the verbal started getting more and more picked up
Hmm.
less like GMAT तो उसे वो
Yep.
ट्रेंड दिखता था from 1918 you can see the trend every
Yep.
लेकिन वो भी ट्रेंड ऊपर नीचे जाता है लेकिन राइट नाउ फिर भी चलो दैट्स ए
I
आप थोड़ा
mean,
बच्चों से भी बात करो थोड़ा बेचारे
yeah, yeah,
लिखते जा रहे हैं तो pick some couple of questions.
absolutely, absolutely. So I think one question is what motivated you to take CAT? So I think I kind of answered that. Ki I wanted to do MBA, so CAT was and I didn't want to do it from abroad or somewhere else. And ISB may I think the average work ex 6, 7 years, so I had 2 years or something. So IIMs was the best call for me, best bet for me. And CAT is the only process that I knew, and I think that's the only process for domestic students. So that's why I did CAT. So what motivated you to do CAT is what motivated me to do MBA, and that like I guess I answered a while back.
Mm.
Uh,
Any special tricks for the time management? Did
time management, yeah. I mean, VRC mein thing is कि don't overthink. If you look at a question and look at the options और जो तुम्हारा first instinct है, go for it. धीरे धीरे your muscle memory for that first instinct will keep on improving. And during the like when you are actually revising or checking what went wrong and what went right, then check why your instinct was wrong. I mean, that's what I did. I refined my first instinct. but I never doubted myself during giving the examination. So I was able to complete the paper most of the time in the VRC process. बाकी LRDI, मतलब LRDI, आई थिंक टाइम मैनेजमेंट क्या उसमें एक सेट पकड़ना है जो इजी है, एंड आइडेंटिफाइंग दैट इज द डिफिकल्ट पार्ट. एंड आई थिंक मैं अभी भी कह रहा हूँ, इट इज easier said than done. Even on the D-Day आई was not confident that I would be able to solve one entire set. उस टाइम पे मुझे डाउट था. तो आई वेंट इन with this thought कि I'll give 40 minutes to a set, but I'll do that set if it comes to that. And eventually I was able to do 3 sets. So I think बस वो फर्स्ट सेट होता है जो अनलॉक कर देता है all your I mean fears and anxieties, everything is knocked out once you solve that first set. तो उसके लिए कॉन्फिडेंस चाहिए, उसके लिए you have to give hours if not days to a particular days if not hours to a particular question. So time management, हाँ मतलब, और people, I mean, you know these standard tricks कि 2-3 phases में करा करो. फर्स्ट फेज में in the first reading you do the things
easy
that you are
and
comfortable easy. फिर सेकंड में मीडियम वाले पे आओ, थर्ड पे हार्ड पे जाओ. So I think I mean these are the standard things. How did you analyze mocks? So yeah, so mocks में I think I used to segregate my um, answer key or my answers in four parts. So first was that the questions which I was confident and got them right. So उनको मैं ज़्यादा देखता नहीं था, बस देख लिया कि if there was any other way to do it. Second problems were which I got right, but um, but my understanding was incorrect or I was not confident. So I used to develop the theoretical understandings about it. ये दोनों पार्ट फिर भी ठीक है. थर्ड और फोर्थ आर ट्रिकी एरियाज जहाँ पे मैं कॉन्फिडेंट था बट गॉट द क्वेश्चन रॉन्ग. उसमें आई थिंक डिजर्व्स अ स्ट्रिक्ट बीटिंग कि क्या चल रही है, हाउ वर यू कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट इट. सो दैट रिक्वायर्स अ लॉट ऑफ वर्क. और फोर्थ पार्ट इज वेयर आई वाज नीदर कॉन्फिडेंट नॉट डिड आई गेट इट राइट. सो उसमें मतलब कांट हेल्प इट. मतलब इफ आई लेफ्ट दोस क्वेश्चंस दैट इज वेल डन. मतलब दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द स्ट्रेटेजी कि यू कांट डू एवरी सिंगल क्वेश्चन. So I used to segregate in these four segments each of the questions, and then analyze them in their respective ways that I just mentioned. So and it takes time कि अगर 2 hour का एग्जाम है, so it takes around 3 or 3.5 hours to analyze a mock. पर at the end मतलब in November I think I was solving a mock every other day, मतलब alternate day. So one day mock, another day analysis, and that's how I was going. और मजा आने लगता है after a certain point. It feels like a game कि अब स्कोर क्या आएगा इस 2 hours के बाद. पर मतलब that's that. Second is go to stress relief activity. मतलब यार I think some sport might help. I used to go to the gym सुबह सुबह. So morning used to open up nicely. It gets your endorphins in place. I mean तुम्हारा blood oxygen levels are good that way. और it's a good start to the day. और you feel good about yourself कि हाँ कुछ अच्छा किया है. अगर मॉक खराब भी जाता तो मुझे लगता है एटलीस्ट जिम तो गया हूँ, चलो कुछ तो अच्छा कर रहा हूँ लाइफ में. तो मतलब whatever positive feedback mechanisms that you can build. तो स्ट्रेस रहेगा क्योंकि कैट वही ना, जीमैट में खराब हो गया पेपर तो ठीक है, यू कैन गिव अनदर एग्जाम 2 months लेटर. यहाँ पे तो वन शॉट है, इन अ सिंगल ईयर यू गेट वन चांस. तो आई थिंक फर्स्ट थिंग इज कि यार इफ यू आर वर्किंग डोंट लीव योर जॉब फॉर कैट. दैट इज सीरियसली
correct.
नॉट नॉट रिकमेंडेड. क्योंकि मतलब फर्स्ट थिंग इज आई डोंट थिंक इट रिक्वायर्स दैट मच एफर्ट कि तुमको 10-10 घंटे डेली डालने पड़ रहे हैं. I mean 10-11 hours on the weekend and 2 hours or something on weekdays is good enough. Or you have to manage that somehow. कल को if you want to go into finance or consulting, तो you'll be working 16-17 hours. तो मतलब get used to it. जॉब लीव कर देना इज नॉट अ सोल्यूशन. तो अगर जॉब रहेगी तो यू विल गेट दैट कॉन्फिडेंस ऑल्सो कि ठीक है खराब भी होगा तो कोई नहीं, मतलब देर आर अदर वेज टू ऑगमेंट योर करियर. पर जॉब नहीं है तो फिर तो मतलब यू आर इन अ 0 और 1 गेम. उस दिन सडनली एक क्वेश्चन आ गया जो तुमको नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, या VRC में एक सेट नहीं रीड हो पा रहा है, तो एकदम कैस्केडिंग इफेक्ट आ जाएगा एंड योर पेपर विल बी गॉन. इफ यूर अ फ्रेशर तो ठीक है, मतलब I mean, try finding a job also along with the exam. क्योंकि my entire suggestion is don't make CAT मतलब D-Day or something that decides the rest of your career. लोग 3-4 साल कैट में दे देते हैं which is weird. तो क्योंकि I think 2-3 साल वर्क कर लिया उसके बाद there are easier aspects to get an MBA. You can go to ISB, या फिर there are MIM programs if you are, I mean, financially well enough. तो मतलब इतना कुछ बीटी वाली बात नहीं है, पर आई अंडरस्टैंड, मतलब वो इजियर सेड देन डन वाली बात है. नाउ इंटरव्यू प्रेप बताइए. एनी हैबिट्स दैट हेल्प यू फोकस? आई थिंक एक बुक है एटॉमिक हैबिट्स. इफ यू वांट हैबिट बिल्डिंग, आई थिंक दैट बुक इज अ ग्रेट टूल किट टू ऑर्गेनाइज योर डे. I think my day was much more organized during my preparation than right now. Right now, random things हो रही होती हैं. There are n number of things to do and k number of people. So n into k number of stimuli is being thrown at you every single day. So very difficult हो जाता है. But I think I also need to read that book again. So I'll go back and I think you should too.
Jimmy, one question I have.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
let's say in your batch, how many people, what's the percentage of people who are aiming for entrepreneurship? अपने आप अपना मुझे करना है, मैं प्लेसमेंट में नहीं बैठूंगा और अपना कुछ करूंगा. What is the total number of that
I
people?
think so. I mean, people often think that they'll have a corporate experience of 2 3 years and then go into entrepreneurship. Uh, इनका count लेना is difficult because this is an aspirational thing. There
नहीं,
is
मान लो
no.
पुराना नहीं, ये अभी तो बातचीत.
हाँ.
आपका बैच तो बच्चों का बैच है. I
Hmm.
mean to say the people who already, let's say that the people who already passed last year or something, how many people you see straight away jumping into कि मैं तो अब खुद कर सकता हूँ.
I think batch में it would not be more than 15 to 20 people. 15, that is also a
Percentage
very
wise, what is the percentage?
percentage wise, I think 400 people हैं. So 5%, I think, which is also big. So I think 4 5% would be who will be directly going into
Something
entrepreneurship.
of their
हमारे
own.
हमारे यहाँ there is a process called Mavericks.
Hmm.
उसमें thing is you can opt out of the summer internship process.
Hmm.
Like you can say no to these MBBs and these big
Hmm.
banks of the world,
Hmm.
and there is an endowment fund. Sorry, endowment fund. There is a separate seed fund who will fund you
Startup fund.
if you have a good POC, then they will help you scale up, and you have that entire IMA wala network with you supporting you. So I mean, but the thing is, most of the people come here with a student loan, so they need to.
में करना
I
है.
mean, हाँ पहले एक दो
अब
साल वो
कितना
चुका
फीस
देंगे.
अभी इस समय कितना चला जाता है फीस
I
स्ट्रक्चर?
think 26 lakhs है 2 years का. Last I remember. So हाँ तो yeah, I'll look at more questions. Now, Hari Prasad is asking common mistakes aspirants make. First thing is sunk cost fallacy. इसका मतलब है कि अगर एक DLR सेट मतलब तुमने 7 मिनट लगा दिए हैं, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि और नहीं हिल रहा है कुछ, तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि मैं 20 मिनट लगा दूंगा क्योंकि मैंने 7 मिनट लगा दिए हैं. जो टाइम जा चुका है वो जा चुका है. दैट शुड नॉट इम्पैक्ट योर फर्दर डिसीजन मेकिंग. अपनी ईगो साइड में रखो और मतलब दूसरा साइड उठाओ. सो आई मीन दिस यू विल कीप ऑन हियरिंग इन एमबीए ऑल्सो कि सunk कॉस्ट पॉलिसी, कि वो बोलते हैं कि कोई इक्विपमेंट परचेज कर लिया है और वो यूज़ नहीं हो रहा है कहीं, तो क्या करें इसका. तो वो क्या वो प्रोजेक्ट करते रहे अगर वो लॉस में चल रहा है तो भी. तो दिस हैपेंस अ लॉट. सो वन इज sunk cost पॉलिसी, अनदर इज ईगो, थर्ड थिंग इज आई थिंक लैक ऑफ एनालिसिस. लोगों को बस एग्जाम देने में मजा आता है पर एनालिसिस करना इज द बोरिंग पार्ट. तो मतलब पीपल डोंट ट्रैक देयर परफॉर्मेंस ओवर टाइम कि तुम अक्टूबर 1st को कैसे परफॉर्म करते वर्सेस अक्टूबर 21st को कैसे हो गए थे. सो उसमें भी आई थिंक यू शुड कीप ऑन प्रैक्टिसिंग स्ट्रैटेजीज, क्योंकि देर इज नो वन स्टॉप सॉल्यूशन या फिर वन थिंग विच फिट्स फॉर ऑल. सो कीप प्रैक्टिसिंग विद इट, कीप आइडेंटिफाइंग डिफरेंट थिंग्स एंड ट्राई योर राइट फिट. सो ये जो हिट मतलब ट्रायल एंड एरर वाली चीज़ है, ये भी लोग नहीं करते हैं. पीपल जस्ट लिसन टू वन रैंडम गाइस स्ट्रैटेजी एंड थिंक दैट that's going to be my strategy for the rest 2 3 months. So that is
समर
another
इंटर्नशिप
thing.
कहाँ पे है?
Sorry.
समर इंटर्नशिप कहाँ पे है आपका?
अब अब मुझे पता नहीं ये चीज़ बता सकते हैं कि नहीं, पर आई डोंट थिंक सो कोई इशू है. सो आई एम गोइंग टू बेन नाउ.
अच्छा, ओके.
हाँ, सो एज अ मैनेजमेंट कंसल्टेंट.
अभी अभी तो फ्री है, मतलब ये मार्च तक, तब तक तो. अब वो 6 मंथ्स बीत गया, अब तो कोई काम ज्यादा होगा नहीं.
हाँ हाँ, मतलब फर्स्ट 2 टर्म्स आर एब्सोल्यूट हेल. उसमें
अब तो हाँ,
आई मीन सो मच
वही
प्रेशर.
एक शॉक है, उसके बाद सेलिंग.
हाँ हाँ, राइट नाउ आई थिंक प्रोजेक्ट्स रहते हैं ज़्यादा, एग्जाम्स का भी इतना लोड नहीं है. सो राइट नाउ इट्स गुड, पर अभी हमारे सीनियर्स के प्लेसमेंट चल रहे हैं, सो वी लुक एट देम इन प्रोबेबली वन ऑफ द मोस्ट स्ट्रेसफुल टाइम्स ऑफ देयर लाइफ्स येट. सो आई मीन पर वो दिखता है कि हाँ नेक्स्ट ईयर भी ये चीज़ आएगी फिर से. इफ़ यू गेट अ पीपीओ देन लाइफ इज अगेन सॉर्टेड. पर वो नहीं है तो फिर से दिस प्रेशर कम्स. पर तब तक आई मीन लाइफ इज गुड. अभी एक्सचेंज भी प्रोग्राम है फ्रॉम सितंबर टू नवंबर, सो एक्साइटेड फॉर दैट टू. आई विल probably be going for that. So I think great opportunities are there if you go for an MBA,
एक्सचेंज आउटसाइड
especially
इंडिया.
exchange out in Europe. So I think great opportunities are there once you get inside the system. Uh, I think entry barriers बहुत high हैं जिसकी वजह से once you get in then बहुत ही एक cohesive atmosphere हो जाता है. People look after each other. There are alums who help you in times when you're in trouble. Even now also live projects वगैरह में they help us. So
किसमें
I
हेल्प
mean
करते हैं? आई डिडंट अंडरस्टैंड. किसमें हेल्प
so
करते हैं?
So I mean, the people who need good positive points for their CV or something, they need, if they don't have experience before that, then they get live projects where
Okay,
alums who are working in industry, they
they will put
collaborate.
the profile of this. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they will help them actually get that experience.
Mm.
So that is there. So I mean, infrastructure wise, everything is sorted. I mean, there are more sports facilities than you can get time for, and everything like drama, music, everything is sorted. So I mean, the quality of your life is good here.
Mm.
So I don't like if it is a good motivator or not, but uh, because it's only 2 years where you're here, but the
Mm.
kind of resources that you get, those you take for your life. For example, a library subscription. So अभी मैं इंटरनेट पे कहीं पे जाऊँ, वॉल स्ट्रीट जर्नल, न्यूयॉर्क जर्नल, कुछ भी, so I just use my email ID and that gets unlocked. तो कोई
Mm.
paywalls नहीं होती as such, क्योंकि the library has all the accesses. So there are these alum ID cards where you get, I mean, networking opportunities or job opportunities जो open up होते हैं before it goes to public platforms. So I
Mm.
mean, these are resources which you take for your life, and I mean the friends and the kind of network that you build along the way. कि जो लोग अभी तुम्हें ऐसे, I think जो बॉक्सर्स और शॉर्ट्स में इधर उधर चाय की दुकान पे बैठे हैं या फिर मेस में बैठे हैं, I think these are the people who are going to become CXOs in next 10 to 15 years. So, I mean, you see this journey together. So once you reach those echelons, then you have, I mean, another network of
Relationship, I
those.
will say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it goes beyond just transactional relationship, because you have seen that growth together. So I'll see your more questions.
Yes.
वर्क एंड प्रेप, हाउ टू बैलेंस, आई मेंशन कि वीकेंड्स पे फ्रंट लोड करो. हाँ, ये दीज आर द थिंग्स दैट गोइंग टू हियर अ लॉट. फ्रंट लोड एंड टॉप लोड. फ्रंट लोड इज कि कोई हफ्ते में काम मिला है अगर, तो उसको हफ्ते के फ्रंट में मंडे ट्यूसडे में खत्म कर दो, सो दैट लोड इज रिड्यूस्ड बाय द एंड ऑफ द वीक. और टॉप लोड इज ऑल्सो कि ऊपर पुश कर दो चीज़ों को, रादर देन कीपिंग इट बिहाइंड. सो ये तुम्हारे सीवी वगैरह में बहुत ज़्यादा वो आएगा. What sports I play? I play यहाँ पे I play football. I play frisbee. Frisbee is like a national sport here. बाकी,
Mm.
I mean, there's swimming, there is badminton, there is, I mean, whatever you play, you'll probably get everything here. So yeah, Alok is asking front loading. Front loading का मतलब कि whenever you are giving a talk or whenever you are creating an article, कुछ भी तुम लिख रहे हो, so the important things should be pushed to the front. It should not come later. कि मैं अगर लिख रहा हूँ कि इफ आई वर्कड ऑन अ प्रोजेक्ट इन विच आई डिड 70% सेविंग्स और आई इम्प्लीमेंटेड अ न्यू रीरूटिंग, अ न्यू शेड्यूलिंग एल्गोरिथम. सो शेड्यूलिंग एल्गोरिथम वगैरह सब पीछे करो, पहले बताओ कि 70% परफॉर्मेंस इंप्रूवमेंट हुई है, फिर तुम बताओ अपना कि बाय योर शेड्यूलिंग चेंज और वट एवर. सो द इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स नीड टू बी, सीवी को इमेजिन करो, देर इज 4 क्वाड्रेंट पे डिवाइड कर दो उसको. तो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज शुड बी इन द फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट, ये वाला जो एकदम टॉप और लेफ्ट वाला फ्रंट वाला क्वाड्रेंट है. तो वहां पे चीज होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि अटेंशन स्पैन लोगों की बहुत कम होती है. अब नाउ इफ यू आर लिसनिंग टू मी, आई हैव प्रॉब्ली लॉस्ट 80% ऑफ द ऑडियंस अब तक. तो इफ यू आर हियर, देन आई थिंक आई एम हैप्पी फॉर यू. मतलब यू हैव दैट पेशेंस एंड अ सेंस ऑफ डिलेड ग्रेटिफिकेशन. तो गुड फॉर यू. तो वो वाली चीज़ कि लोगों का, क्योंकि वो बहुत कम है पेशेंस, तो इसलिए चीज़ें, इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ें आगे करो. ये तुम बहुत सुनने वाले हो आगे वंस यू आर हियर. Now Hari Prasad is asking your favorite web series. Not going to answer that.
Ma'am,
Next.
let's go to the last question now, and it will
Yeah,
come from me. Okay.
absolutely,
Let's say
absolutely.
if I'm talking about, let's say if I'm comparing two people, Mayank, 1 year from now and now, let's say right now. So what exactly you feel, or is this experience of yours? What is the difference it has brought to your personality or skill set or
Hmm.
learning? Are you a better entrepreneur right now? Are you a better a kind of जिसे कहते हैं creative, more creative than that Mayank which who was 1 year who was in I think IIT at that time? तो क्या
Hmm.
फर्क है दो आदमियों में?
I think in terms of raw intelligence, so I was much more intelligent when I was back in IT than now. जो प्रॉब्लम, अगर मेरे को कोई बड़ी सी ऑपरेशंस की प्रॉब्लम दे दी, तो आई वुड हैव प्रॉब्ली सॉल्व्ड इट better that time than now. But right now, I mean, the thing that I've learned is that I'll figure out a way to solve the problem if I don't know it. So I understand that I have people who support me. I understand that there are other avenues to solve a problem. So initially वहाँ पे ये है कि I know very high depth and specifications of getting things done. यहाँ पे I have more breadth and width. कि now I am more capable of telling कि हाँ जोमेटो को नेक्स्ट 2 साल में क्या स्ट्रैटेजी यूज करनी चाहिए फॉर कैप्चरिंग टीयर 2 मार्केट्स. अर्लियर मेरा स्किल सेट वुड हैव बीन कि जोमेटो की ऐप की जो अवेलेबिलिटी है वो कैसे 99% रख सकते हैं. सो आई थिंक इन टर्म्स ऑफ द होराइजन एंड breadth of the scope of activities and problems that I can tackle, that has improved dramatically because of, I mean, the courses that we had. For example, marketing hai, HR hai, operations hai, strategy, all of these things. So you're able to segment a problem into their respective buckets and then see how they come together and create a big picture. So breaking down a problem and then creating it back into a solution is one of the key skill sets that I've learned. And other things are like you are made to uh, talk, made to articulate your thoughts. We have this class participation, graded class participation, wherein you need to talk in classes. So वो confidence build होता है. Oftentimes you have so many good ideas, but you simply don't have the confidence to deliver it in teams or anywhere. So यहाँ पे when you are sitting in a class of 100 people and you give a statement and then you get appreciation from the professor, that builds your confidence. So, I mean, confidence gets built, and that's another thing that has happened. Then I think time management. I mean, like I was saying, there are n number of things, k number of people all attacking at you. So you have to learn how to prioritize important things and utilize your time in a way that is neither disrespectful to the people around you, neither to your work. So everything is has to be balanced. So I mean, in MBA jargon, I think this is stakeholder management and your social capital management or something like that. So I think that all is also built along the way.
चलिए, let's wind up now. So
Yeah,
Mayank, it was great talking to you. Good experience, and I think students learned a lot. Even teachers learned a lot. Okay,
absolutely.
and it is always it's a pleasure talking to you. Even earlier, when we had a talk, so it was very
Hmm.
good. You're very descriptive. You just talk like a teacher. Actually, I talk to many students and all, even from IIMS and everything. But your talk, you seems to be different from many people. The way you pick a thing, it's just like a teacher. You will talk like कि जैसे होता है ना, जीरो से बिल्ड करते हैं. नहीं
Hmm.
तो मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल कैसे आंसर करेंगे, एकदम स्ट्रेट, मतलब जैसे वो
Hmm.
आंसर यू विल नॉट
Hmm.
डू दैट. What you will do is you will take it to zero and bring it to it and then answer it.
Thank
That's
you so
it.
much.
That's the way teacher talks. चलिए ठीक है, but and best of luck, and let's see in the future. I would love to have one more chat sometimes. Maybe उस समय आप McKinsey या BCG में होंगे. Then we will
Hmm.
also invite you to talk. चलिए,
Sure
see
thing.
you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, Vipul. Looking forward to meet you again. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you everyone who's joined.